So if you have an Instagram, I'm sure you've seen this lady come across your feed probably quite a few times. And once you've seen her, you don't soon forget. So Mary Magdalene, the Canadian-Mexican Instagram model who got 381 breast surgeries, has reportedly passed away. Now, the cause of death probably isn't what you would expect. So I have to be honest with you. I was a big fan of Mary's. I had been following her for a while. I've seen how her look just went from one extreme to the other, from another extreme to another extreme. I mean, she was just very extreme, and she was so free in her expression of how she wanted to present herself. And that made me a fan of hers, because I am a fan of anyone who is courageous and brave enough to freely be themselves without giving a bleep about what anybody else thinks. I love that for anybody. So that made me a fan of hers, that she was just so free. And yes, her, you know, her forms of expression were very extreme. You know, she took it to the max. She definitely took it to the max. I think on one time her breasts were like a 38J. And then I recall one time one of her breasts popped, her implants popped, and she had a big uniboob. Like, she was so transparent. She was so real about her situations and everything that she was doing. She was just free to just be who she was. And even if it looks crazy, people are going to flock to that type of energy. I'm not the only one who loves that type of, courage and bravery. There are a lot of people. There's a big community of people that she had as followers. She had a large following. But even with all of that, according to the Daily Mail, Mary, whose real name was Denise Jarvis, was in Thailand when she fell from the 9th floor of a high-rise apartment. So in 2023, Mary did an interview with TMZ. She shared that she started getting her surgeries when she turned 18, and that many of the surgeries that followed that was just pretty much a representation of her being an adrenaline junkie. Mary said that she considered herself to be just like anyone else who gets into extreme sports. She said, but instead of climbing the highest mountains or jumping from the highest heights and things of that nature, she decided to just go bigger and better with her surgeries and injections. So after Mary's accident where one of her breasts exploded, which, by the way, just one of her implants wore 11 pounds. Just one. I got 2 words. Her back. How did she do it? I don't know. But anyway, after one of them exploded, she was inspired to reel it on in a little bit, and she went for the more natural look. And I remember when she did this because I was so excited for her, because it just looks so much better. I know she's a woman of extreme things, but that C cup in proportion to the rest of her body, to me, was perfection. So I remember when she did that, I was so happy. I thought she was going to go for a more natural look overall, but no, she just brought the breast down and she continued to do her thing. But I do recall that, and she said that set her back $33,000. Now, I have never heard of a breast job costing that much, but again, we're dealing with an extreme case. So, yeah, that was quite something. But I do very vividly remember that. But again, I am truly saddened to hear of her passing, especially in the manner that she passed. She will truly be missed. I will definitely miss seeing her content, seeing what she's doing now. Yeah, I'll definitely miss that. So I guess I'll have to go back and look at her old stuff. But I'm also a little curious to know more about how she passed, because how does a person fall from the 9th floor? Like, was there foul play involved? Or maybe she was intoxicated or drunk or something. I don't know. But if it was something going on, you know I'm going to get to the bottom of it, right? I got to, because I do this for you, whether you believe it or not. But anyway, if you have any thoughts and opinions about this story, I would love to hear about it. Were you a fan? Did you follow her on Instagram or maybe one of her other platforms? I think she had OnlyFans too. You know, you may have been a fan. I don't know. I'm a fan, so maybe you are. I know I'm not the only one. But how do you feel about this? Do you think that it could have been something going on? You think it could have been foul play? Because I don't know. Ain't nobody gonna just jump off a 9th floor balcony. So I need to know what happened to my girl, for real. But yeah, I'm gonna follow this some more, see if I hear anything else about, you know, how she passed. And when I get the info, you know I'm coming to give it to you, right? Believe that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any comments, opinions about this story, get in the comments. Let's talk about it. And let's get into the pieces.